Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. We are at Hump Day, the day before Thanksgiving, our last broadcast before the Thanksgiving holiday. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and spending your Wednesday afternoon with us here today, especially those of you here early right now for the pre show roll call. Jump into chat wherever you're at, and we'll give as many of you shout outs as we can before officially starting today's broadcast at the top of the 4 o'clock hour. What's up, Lino, Vincent, Q-Boys, Lucy Anders, Cushion on over on D Live, hanging out in the mosh pit today. Shout out to you guys. Rumble, what's up, Rumble? You guys are quiet, completely quiet. I don't think I've ever seen no chatters at all on the Rumble stream, but that's okay. That just means more people are piling into pilled.net, the home of free speech online. Shout out to all the Cloud Hub, Odyssey, and Twitter viewers as well. Appreciate you all tuning in over there. There's some people. We got Truly01 and T-Bods out there. What's up, guys? Yes, happy Thanksgiving. It's good to see you all. You know the drill. Hit that thumbs up button, share the link over there on Rumble. Creaky Crawdad in the house as well. What's up? Some new names over there on Rumble I haven't seen popped in, at least not for a while. Good to see you guys. And of course, in the comfy bunker on pilled.net. That is the best place to watch this show, the only place to watch the second half. The second half of the show is always exclusively on pilled.net. So let's see who's in here, and then let's get going. Lightspear Lance, what's up, my friend? Due Diligence, Floyd, how are you, sir? Facts Not Fear in the house. I got the time zones mixed up again. Why? What did I do? Did I set my show for the wrong time? Yeah, that sounds like something I would do. Anyway, good to see you. Facts Not Fear. Filter Dog, what's up, dude? D Richard, how are we today? Good to see you. HL Paco and the Joyful Lily out there. Great to see you guys. Joe Elaine, thank you for all you do, keeping the chat super comfy. Appreciate you. Floyd, thank you for the cookie, a hump day cookie. Yes, yes, yes. Appreciate it. Pat McFly, how you doing today? Fazzik in the house. Yes, good turkey eve to you as well. Barb Robbins, happy Thanksgiving. R. Harrell, how are you? Great to see you. Roy Stones and Bones checking in over on the West Coast. Roy, I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Bella 214, great to see you. R. Harrell, welcome. Good to see you as well. Let's see who else. Tweety 52 in the house. What's up, Tweety? Brewbark and who else? Good afternoon, Mr. Gerardo. How are you, bud? Acrylic Painter, good to see you. Esther G13 in the house as well. What's up, Esther? Hang 10. Norm, how you doing, Norm? Good to see you. We got John Smith out there as well. Clover Lily, what's up, Clover Lily? How you doing today? Smoke Sej, what's going on? I like that name. Good to see you. That's a new one. Smoke set Sheck. Smoke Sheck. How am I supposed to say that? And welcome. I don't know if I've ever seen you around these parts before, so hope you enjoy the show. We got Dave 75 out there, Mike the Madman, Eagle Freedom, Caustic and Abrasive. What's up, guys? Hope you're all having a great Wednesday so far. And I don't know where the hell everybody is today. I guess the day before the holiday. People are busy, got a lot of shit going on. So probably going to be a bit of a more intimate broadcast today, and that's okay. Laura Y, repping the 412. Let's go, Laura. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see. Anybody else that we haven't said hi to yet? Again, it's a smaller turnout than we're used to here. We got Death Blossom 17. What's up, Death Blossom? Patriot Donnie in the house. What's up, Donnie? Good to see you. I gotta say your name like a true Yinzer, a true Pittsburgher. We got Patriot Donnie out here. What's up, Donnie? How you doing? As Silvor, Powdered Sugar, what's going on? Good to see you. And I say hi, Death Blossom yet? What's up, Death Blossom? Welcome. pronounced Smoke Sesh. LOL. It's an old nickname, long-time listener, new chatter. Well, it's great to see it in the chat. I always perk up a bit when I see names I don't often see or have never seen before in the chat. Sheaves Coin, what's going on? Cali Patriot 14, welcome. Cycle Chris, how you doing? Good to see you guys out there. Yeah, PDX Patriot says just performed the holiday duck and run. Good to see you, my friend. Hope all is well. And I guess we'll just go ahead and start the intro a few seconds early because it says, LOL, it works. Had family in Erie. Yeah, that's just a stone's throw up 79. And by a stone's throw, I mean like, what, 150 miles? Oh, man. All right. I'm done fucking around. Let's get this show started. We'll be right back, everybody.
We will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Y'all for tuning in, Patriots United, doing what we gotta do to win. Be addicted, the MS7, now we're moving in. And once we take over, we won't ever move again. Where we go on, we go all, I say it with pride. No, we won't run, we won't fall, we're right by your side. The demons have taken hold, but none of us will abide. Stand strong and stand bold, that's how we'll survive. 412 is the production, Monday through Friday, deplorable discussions. We're making it hard for the deep state to function. Every time they switch up the narrative, we debunk it. Adol Nero is the power that's controlling the flight. With all you patriots behind them, cause we're all in this fight. So many rhyme for so long, but we're giving them sight. Trapped in the world of darkness, but we're bringing them light. You may even find yourself in a different life. A lot of us have, and honestly, that's perfectly fine. Because exactly where you are at this moment in life is where you're supposed to be at this moment in time. It's all by design, the patriots are holding the line. They must have lost theirs, thinking they're controlling our minds. So many trapped in mental prisons don't know they're confined. They're just slaves in the system to the roles they're assigned. That's sad, the good news is that we're waking them up. They have monopolies on minds, but we're breaking them up. Everything you thought was news, they were making it up. When we ascend, all the tyrants won't be making the cut. Let them all burn in the hellscape they create. We the people already mapped out our escape. We hold each other by the hand as we all elevate and go to a different place. They can never get chased. When I look into the future, I can see that it's bright. When this history is written, they will see that we're right. We formed our own community and the circle is tight. But I expand the circle with every word that I write. The pen is sharper than the sword when you wield it with might. Why do you think they try to kick us off all the sites? These people hate America, punish us out of spite. We are the beacons of hope in the darkness of night. So let's go, strap in, yeah, get ready for the ride. Watch the water, we're witnessing the turning of the tide. Feel the passion and the fire that you got burning inside. Take the narrative they're feeding you and turn it to the side. We're alerted to the lies, we're preaching with the truth. We know the plan they devised, they're invading the youth. Now we're only sending vibes to start raising our boots. These demons all weaponized. Now we're raising our troops. Now we're raising the roof and sounding the alarm. Remember that it's always darkest before the dawn. Life is a game of chess. They want to use you as a pawn. You're only useful until you're not useful. Then you're gone. But not us. We're on the right team where we belong. Everybody is invited, so come follow along. We refuse to say things are right, knowing they're wrong. Adol Nero, take the mic and take flight, cause it's on.
And now, straight from the Steel City, it's your host, 412 Adol Nero.
All right, here we are, officially starting the Wednesday broadcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today to another installment of Deplorable Discussions. My name is Adol Nero. It is November 22nd, 2023, the day before Thanksgiving. And I gotta say, guys, of all the holidays out there, I think Thanksgiving is probably my favorite. I absolutely love Thanksgiving. It just has such a warm, home, cozy feel to it. I love the food. I love the get-togethers. I love the overall vibe of Thanksgiving. I love taking that time to really reflect on what it is I'm grateful for, counting all of our blessings and just really, really being grateful for all the things that we have and are able to enjoy. And let me tell you guys, I am incredibly grateful for all of you who tune in and continue to hang out with me during these broadcasts. When I started this whole production, back in 2018, I had absolutely no idea that we'd still be doing this in 2023. It just each day I kept showing up, you guys kept showing up, and we've really built a beautiful community around this channel, around this 4 o'clock time slot. And excuse me, got a little frog in my throat. But yeah, none of it works. None of it works without you guys, the viewers. And I just can't thank you all enough. I'm so incredibly grateful for all of you guys, especially those of you guys who show up like every single day, participate in chat. I can't tell you how much it means to me. It has been quite a ride. And every Thanksgiving around this time of year, I just think about how lucky I am and how grateful I am to have such a supportive, group of viewers and friends and just people that come and do this with us every single day. So big thank you to all of you guys out there. I hope you all have awesome Thanksgiving plans. I hope you guys are all going to have, a wonderful holiday. You're all going to eat lots of delicious food, put the sweatpants on, and relax over the next 48 hours or so with your friends and family. And yeah, let's lead into it here today. Right now, I am riding solo. Never mind. I see Pinata. So get Pinata up here and say hello and go from there. Drunk Pinata, happy Wednesday, my friend. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. How you doing, bud?
Doing all right. We went right up to the wire, so I'm a little late. So don't inform management just quite yet.
Well,
I have an excuse and a doctor's note for suffering through people with Trump derangement syndrome. So I may have caught it just a little bit, but I think I'm doing a little bit better.
all right. Well, yeah, just email me that doctor's note. I'll try to smooth things over with HR. I had a nasty phone call with them about you, man. They weren't happy with the tardiness today, but I think in the spirit of Thanksgiving and the holiday, plus the fact that you have a doctor's excuse, I think we can move past it and heal. I think it'll be all right.
All right.
In all seriousness, though, how was your show?
Good. It's been I don't know. I like I'm settling into a groove where I'm able to really kind of like do the edit or the production on the fly, and so it's been a lot of fun when it just really clicks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been good. That's been fun.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
They basically been going on the same bent. Trump's a dictator. Oh, didn't you see this warning signs? When someone tells you who they are, believe them the first time, all that kind of shit. And they're very upset that Harrison Floyd is able to call these people out online just the way that Donald Trump is. So because they're like, I think that they wanted to make an example of Harrison Floyd in the Georgia case so that they could say, well, this should apply to Donald Trump. Like, it's clear what their agenda was and why she was the one even litigating it in front of the judge, that they wanted to shut Trump up to, because they're not doing well with their free speech issue, which should give should be good or be a good harbinger, I suppose, of what's going on with this Jack Smith thing, because they're trying to, in my opinion, they would like to get Trump off the ballot, but really what I think they've been doing, especially the way they've been running with this ruling, and it's not even a ruling, it's the opinion within the ruling on this Colorado case to try to keep Trump off the ballot using the 14th Amendment, Section 3, which she ruled does not apply. But then she still opined and put out the exact same opinion as the January 6th Unselect Committee about that January 6th was an insurrection, and that he, because of the Brandenburg principles, or tenets, whatever it is, say that he violated, and it does not free speech, which is pretty much tantamount to what Jack Smith is alleging, is that he engaged in some sort of a fraudulent behavior or pattern of behavior, which is the same as Fannie Willis, that it was not First Amendment. So all this stuff really comes down to opinion in what is first within the First Amendment in speech. All of it was completely legal. Almost everything that Trump said or they acted upon in the terms of producing an alternative slate of electors, all of that stuff has been done before. None of it is new. None of it was something that was so off the rails, out of the realm of possibility, that it had never been tried before. Now, what is new is all these novel legal theories that they're trying to say is now illegal. So everything that they've done, and we know this is all just a giant form of a giant projection from the left. Everything that they say that he's done previously, we know, even through the first impeachment. First impeachment was what? Hey, I think there's some stuff with Joe Biden's son over there. Like Rudy has this thing, wink, wink. Now we know it was a laptop, and hey, can you check this thing out for us? And they freaked the fuck out. And then what happened? Well, then they went through the impeachment because they thought that their front runner, which we didn't really know at the time, like, why are they protecting Joe Biden so much? And then we found out, oh, well, he's their nominee. And then that all made sense as far as why they did that. And then we learned what was actually on there and why. No, wait a minute. You know what? Ukraine is even more special to them for some other reason. But we didn't find that out until Biden got in, right? Just how special Ukraine was to them as far as their money laundering, how their the political, how they used it politically, right, for their various groups and donations. The SBX thing comes to mind, or FTX thing comes to mind.
Yeah.
So it's very clear that they understand. For them, it's the existential crisis, which means they have to project existential crisis that Trump is Hitler all over the place. Because for them, they realize that him unrestrained is not an authoritarian situation. They view it as authoritarian because you actually would have the Article 2 be able to have full power over what is under the umbrella of Article 2. Some of them are even saying, well, he wants to take these institutions and make them and roll them into the federal government as opposed to being independent. So think of like the way, I don't think the CDC was one in particular that they mentioned, but it was just things like that are privatized, but people think that they're federal. They think that they're actually they're subcontractors, essentially. Right. I mean, it's like, Federal Express is not federal, right? It's like, so the Federal Reserve, that's a better, I'm sorry, that's the example I wanted. The Federal Reserve is not part of the federal government, right?
Right.
And so he wants to make a lot more of that stuff absolutely accountable, and for essentially through the true form of democracy, or this constitutional republic, using democracy within the states for voting, to have those agencies that are essentially subcontractors be accountable from the voters. And how do you do that? Well, you have to fix the voting system. So as we were talking about yesterday, it seems like the theme throughout, from when Trump came down the escalator to now, has been about trying to educate everybody about what's been going on, how we can fix it, who the people, or where the lies are coming from, and how to stem that, and what we need to do to fix it. And it's very clear that if we have actual free and fair elections and transparent elections, that these people will not be able to retain this form of government, if you want to even call it that. I mean, it's a racketeering scheme. I mean, you want to talk about RICO. This is your RICO. And then it just rolls right into the projection once again. They have a big mafia machine, and people are the people metaphorically are punching back. They're trying to say that Elon Musk is, this is from Keith Olbermann, so it's absolutely batshit crazy, that he is fomenting a era of stochastic lawsuits and whatever, where you're going to just sue everyone and anyone or charge anyone anywhere. I'm like, you're literally doing that with Trump, both
Sure.
in the civil and in the criminal realm. So I really get a sense of the big picture today after today's show is just they are still shitting themselves about the polling. They understand that they don't have anyone to replace him, Biden, and I think that they're really just relying on these trials. I think this is why you have Fani Willis moving a trial to further down, like a year from now, basically, and
Mhm.
trying to run it up through the election. And why hers? Because hers right now is the only one that's going to be televised. Now they might think that's a good thing, but it's the argumentation that they're going to bring, which is, hey, Trump told people to watch this broadcast on Newsmax, and that was in furtherance of a crime. It's like when you bring out all those 170-ish points of furtherance of a crime, each and of themselves, none of them are crimes. And,
Yeah.
and when you bring out the fact that some of these people didn't even know each other and they're supposed to be in a criminal enterprise, it's all going to fall to shit. So, well, I will enjoy unpacking all that with you guys. But that's my report from the field behind enemy lines today.
I love it. Great job, Pinata. Very, very good job. Yeah, and I've got a couple little clips here to play before we go to sponsor. You mentioned, the Trump is actually Hitler thing. I guess it was Claire McCaskill up next to come on MSDNC and spout that off. So let's start with this right here.
A lot of people have tried to draw similarities between Mussolini and Hitler and the use of the terminology like vermin and the drive that those men had towards autocracy and dictatorship. The difference, though, I think makes Donald Trump even more dangerous, and that is he has no philosophy he believes in. He is not trying to expand the boundaries of the United States of America. He's not trying to overcome a neighboring country like Putin is in Ukraine. He is not going for some grandiose scheme of international dominance. All he wants is to look in the mirror and see a guy who's president. All he cares about is selfish self-promotion. That's the only philosophy he has, which makes him even more dangerous because he has actually said out loud that it would be okay to terminate the Constitution to keep him in power. He said this. He actually said those words.
No, he didn't.
And
You never said those words.
Well, and here's the thing: is that even if you want to take what she said, he mentioned it. It was on a True Social post. He never said that. And then she goes on to say that it's like it was part of his intended policy. That is also not true. He has never, outside of that one True Social post, he's never mentioned it again.
Insane.
Yeah, I went over this clip. I mean, you know me. I'm if it's MSNBC, I've probably seen it.
Yeah. Well, there's only like 15 seconds left. I don't know if it
Go ahead.
gets any better or not, but
Go ahead.
We'll finish her off here.
Irony is all of these supposed conservative folks that have populated the Republican Party all stood around and with their thumb in their mouth going, well, yeah, okay, I guess so. It's bizarre.
So now we've jumped the shark even further, Pinata. It's not Trump. Trump isn't Hitler. He's not Mussolini. He's actually worse than Hitler and Mussolini now. Like, because those guys had clear defined goals. Donald Trump is just a dictator missile with no target. He's just so much more dangerous than Hitler or Mussolini ever were. I mean, this is the message right here. This is what they're selling to the people. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. All right. And then I got one more here. More freakouts by the mainstream about the latest polling numbers.
Biden is losing to Trump. Should we be freaked out right now? I mean, so there's New York Times polls that came out last week. The 6 states we think will decide the election in 2024. And yeah, they had Trump ahead in 5 of those 6 states. They're all states that Trump had lost in 2020. So the thing that's interesting to me is if you look back at the 2020 election from this point, fall of 2019 on to election day, there was literally not a single poll that ever had Trump ahead of Biden nationally. We've now had multiple polls that show Trump ahead of Biden. Really? So there is a different atmosphere around this looming, and we'll see what happens in the primaries, but this is looking likely to be the matchup again, and Trump is showing a strength, or Biden is showing a weakness that wasn't there the last time in the run-up to the election. So I would take it very seriously, yeah.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Yeah, they are definitely nervous right now. Definitely very, very nervous in the mainstream over the prospect of term number 2. And it's gonna be a fun year. 2024 is going to be an absolute blast. All right, guys, let's take care of the sponsors today. And well, there's only really one sponsor, and that is Earth Garden Botanicals.com. We love Earth Garden Botanicals. Great company up in Montana, run by our good friend Jolene. She's an herbalist and a health coach. She makes these wellness products. They're fantastic. The CBD oils are the best. They are all the ingredients locally grown, organically grown on small Montana farms. I love this stuff. All of the CBD products are wonderful, whether it's the CBD oil tinctures, the CBD oil for pets. You have the Delta 8 nighttime gummies to help you get a good night's sleep. Your arnica salve. It's a topical cream that helps with sore joints and muscles. You can get that with or without CBD infused. After the CBD and hemp products, you've got your fire cider, really great for clearing your sinuses. Elderberry tonic is a good boost for the immune system. If you're a tea drinker, there's 4 very delicious, enjoyable, really wonderful teas here. Go check those out as well. And of course, your critter juice, keeping the insects away. It's an all-natural insect repellent. The stuff is fantastic. It works really well. I get destroyed by mosquitoes, but not when I wear my critter juice. So I can't recommend the critter juice and really all of these products enough. All of them are fantastic, made with expertise and care by Jolene. And right now the discount is doubled from where it normally is. Usually it would cost, or the discount is 10%. Right now you get a 20% discount when you use promo code 412. So don't miss out. Go to earthgardenbotanicals.com. Take advantage of the 20% discount. Good for till the end of the year. So you got some time, but we'll be there before you know it. So load up, and if you order now, you'll get your stuff in time for holidays and gifts and whatnot. So earthgardenbotanicals.com, promo code 412, 20% off through the end of the year, and then it goes back down to 10%. So do not miss out on that. All right. I want to start with this today. Another video from the J6 tapes that has come out. And this one's very short. It's very short, but this is a narrative buster right here. Take a look. Not on Don's appliances. He has nothing to do with this. All right, skip ad.
Well, we go undercover as Antifa in a crowd, so can you put that back in? All right, thank you so much.
Hey, look, a badge.
Feel better? Did you guys get sprayed? Here. Take this orange bottle. Jeez. Well, we go undercover as Antifa in a crowd, so can you put that back in?
For those of you that are watching on audio only, or maybe having some trouble seeing or understanding what's happening here, you have an undercover cop. You can see his badge right here, talking to another police officer, talking about how they go undercover as Antifa into the crowd. So when Christopher Wray or anybody up on up in front of Congress is telling you that they have no idea how many undercover assets or officers, or if there are any at all, Well, it seems like there is definitely something going on there. Now, I don't know. So it says it's DC Metro Police footage. So you have the DC Metro Police at the very least posing as Antifa in the crowd. One more time, take a look.
Jesus. Well, we go undercover as Antifa in a crowd. So, can you put that back in?
I don't think that I've heard this before, but I think is this a different angle? That
I don't know.
I think previously that there was this was a body cam one, but this is more like somebody's like phone or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I remember there was one. What this is from today, right?
This came out yesterday
Okay.
after we went off air. Just the News put this out and confirmed the footage. So I'll read a little bit of what it says here. It says congressional investigators have obtained hours of video footage from undercover officers who were dispatched by Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police Department to the U.S. Capitol to conduct electronic surveillance during the January 6th riot, a critical new piece of evidence that could help lawmakers fashion long-delayed security reforms. The footage reviewed by Just the News ranges from the mundane, such as chronicling movements when Capitol police officers are impacted by tear gas fired into the crowd, to more provocative scenes that appear to show plainclothes MPD officers exhorting rioters to climb scaffolding near the Capitol or talking about being undercover with liberal fascist protesters in a crowd. Quote, well, we go undercover as Antifa in the crowd, unquote. One officer that congressional investigators believe is a member of the MPD electronic surveillance unit is captured on video saying. That officer made the comment as he was helping uniformed Capitol police officers get some water after inhaling tear gas, the footage shows. Just the News obtained footage from official sources and confirmed it has not been altered. The footage showed the officer in plain clothes with a gray jacket, spotted in the video and identifying himself as a police officer, is a badge hanging around his neck. The footage obtained by Just the News is embedded in the player above. It was turned over recently to the investigators for the House Administration Oversight Subcommittee, who are investigating the official police response on January 6th. A snippet of the video began appearing on social media a few weeks ago. Just the News obtained the complete footage and verified its authenticity. Traditional body-worn cameras and portable surveillance cameras carried by uniform and undercover officers alike have both provided footage that congressional investigators are using to evaluate the police response to January 6th. A third type of footage, closed-circuit camera videos, are being made publicly available by newly elected House Speaker Mike Johnson, with the first batch released just last week. So I think we can leave that there. I don't see a need to read much further, although this does go on for quite a while. Point being is that this is stone cold evidence that there was most definitely undercover provocateurs in the crowd. So I think that again, you're slowly chipping away at all the mainstream talking points and narratives surrounding January 6th. And this is a big one right here. This is a really big one. So I'll be curious to see how much just gets blown up, how viral it goes, and see if it breaks through to where the fun people that Pinata covers on a daily basis have to deal with it or talk about it. Pinata, I know you didn't really mention any of it earlier, but based on what you did on your show today, have you seen any other response to the footage released by Mike Johnson or anything like this?
No, they've just been going with this is the real footage over here. It's the same B-roll footage we've seen on all the news reports. Just the West entrance. That's all you need to focus on. We know what this was. It's they're trying to downplay it. It's like no, you're trying to upplay it. Really, is what's going on. So, besides that, I haven't even seen them show an image of the new footage.
It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. So when they talk about it, all they do is show the same footage they've been showing.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, that's their
So they're scared of it for sure. They're not even able to show even what, like, I mean, did they show? I can't remember. I'd have to go back. when Tucker Carlson got the footage for Jacob Chansley,
Mhm.
and whether or not they showed any of it. I think they did a little bit, but I don't know. I'd have to go back. My guess would be no, they didn't, because I've seen the footage, so maybe that's what I'm thinking of in my mind that I saw, but I don't think they showed it. If they did, they showed. I think what they did, they showed that he entered the building with a bunch of other people, and so they tried to make it seem as though he broke in as well. If I recall right, that's the only thing they were showing. I
Right.
don't even think were showing him doing the prayer in the Senate chamber or whatever. Even that.
Well, yeah, because they used him as like a poster boy of insurrection. So,
Mhm.
it's like they can only show him in one light. Anything that humanizes him, even the smallest bit, or shows that, he wasn't aggressive towards police, really hurts that narrative and, gets people to question why this person's being treated a certain way by the Justice Department. So I would imagine that that's the case with all of this new footage, at least to this point, unless they're absolutely forced to talk about it. I don't see them getting too deep into the topic. I don't even know what would force them at this point. They're so bought in on the official narrative. So moving on from that, there was another big story here that happened today. And before I get into this, guys, hit that thumbs up button, hit the red pill button for us, and make sure you repost the show if you're watching on pill.net. That's that little circular symbol underneath the red and blue pill. And of course, share the link wherever you can. We greatly appreciate you guys who all do that. So
Hey, I'll be back in about 90 seconds. I'm dog sitting, and I haven't checked on the dog in like an hour or two, so I need to just real
okay.
quick. I'll be right back.
Do your thing. So apparently there was an explosion up by Niagara Falls today. So Niagara Falls explosion blast at U.S.-Canada border closes the Rainbow Bridge. So a huge explosion has been reported at the U.S.-Canada border in Niagara Falls after a loud bang forcing the bridge to close. Footage from the scene appears to show a car entering the U.S. from Canada via the Rainbow Bridge in Niagara Falls and shows damage to the checkpoint. Smoke is seen bellowing from the sky. It's unclear if anyone was injured during the incident. An unconfirmed police radio scanner said a vehicle drove into Rainbow Bridge that caused an explosion, and that there is a separate bomb threat at the Peace Bridge currently. The bridge connects the cities of Niagara Falls, U.S., and Niagara Falls, Canada, and is located less than a mile away from the Niagara waterfalls. The Peace Bridge and the Lewiston Queenston Bridge, the two international bridges in New York, remain open. The FBI at Buffalo said in a statement, the FBI Buffalo field office is investigating a vehicle explosion at the Rainbow Bridge, a border crossing between U.S. and Canada in Niagara Falls. The FBI is coordinating with our local, state, and federal enforcement partners in this investigation. At this situation is very fluid. That's all we could say at this time. The Niagara International Transportation Technology Coalition shared on social media that a crash reported at 11:51 a.m. has closed the bridge. As a result of the incident, Niagara Frontier Transportation Authority has confirmed it is increasing security. The Rainbow Bridge is closed until further notice. The city of Niagara Falls said there has been an incident involving a vehicle coming into the United States. Federal authorities are currently investigating the situation. New York Governor Kathy Hochul said in a tweet, quote, "I've been briefed on the incident on the Rainbow Bridge in Niagara Falls, and we are closely monitoring the situation. State agencies are on site and ready to assist. We'll be bringing you the latest updates, blah, blah, blah." So there you go. And all I can think about, right, is how many more of these incidents are going to start popping up. I feel like we're so primed for something terrible when it comes to some kind of terrorist action in this country, with how wide open our southern border has been for the past 3 years, and now with what you're seeing with Israel and Palestine and all of these um we'll just say anti-Western rallies that we're seeing. And then you pile that on top of the United States being so supportive of Israel. it feels like there's only a matter of time before that support for Israel, triggers some kind of retaliation here in the United States by one of the probably many sleeper cells that have made their way across our southern border. So this is unfortunately, something that you could see coming. And I don't know, I would continue to be very much on your toes, be extremely vigilant when you're out. If you're going to crowded places, like really keep your head on a swivel. But I would I would be avoiding like large sporting events, big concerts, things like that at this moment. I would not be putting myself in many situations that are uh that could potentially be targeted, I'll put it that way. PQuest says it's not a terroristic attack or act. Okay, I haven't gotten any updates on this, and maybe you know something that I don't, but everything I've seen showed that it was okay. It's just a reckless driver, according to Reuters. Reuters is reporting that initial U.S. Customs and Border Protection assessment suggests incident at U.S.-Canada border crossing caused by reckless driver whose actions resulted in a crash and fire. And then Charlie Kirk put out a video, says the security video confirms the vehicle went up into an embankment, causing it to go airborne 15 feet before crashing and exploding. Motive of the driver unknown. Authorities are beginning to walk back reports of terrorist attack and no report of a bomb. All right, so maybe this was just more of a car crash, anything else. Everything I had read up until seeing that now is said the opposite. But my point still stands. I would still be incredibly vigilant here over the next, I don't know, handful of months, considering everything going on and the powder keg that is forming here on American soil. So there you go. All right. All right, let's go and do some of these articles next. Stacey Abrams' brother-in-law arrested for human trafficking. I've seen a lot of people talking about Pizzagate and stuff like that on Twitter lately, and I'm sure that has a lot to do with the Media Matters lawsuit, and David Brock's connection with James Alefantis and all of that stuff. But I've seen a lot more talk about the human trafficking and that underworld on Twitter lately, and a lot of these stories have been popping up, like Pizzagate related stuff. So let's see what this is all about. Tampa police have arrested Jimmy Gardner, the brother-in-law of failed Georgia gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams, on charges of alleged human trafficking involving a 16-year-old girl. Mr. Gardner, 57, whose wife is a federal judge and sister to Miss Abrams, was arrested by Tampa police on Friday following the incident at the Renaissance Hotel at International Plaza. The 16-year-old girl told Tampa police that the incident unfolded around 1:43 a.m. on November 17th, when Mr. Gardner initiated contact with her and invited her to his hotel room, which she accepted. Once inside the room, Mr. Gardner allegedly offered the victim money in exchange for sexual acts, according to a police release. Although initially agreeing, the girl later changed her mind, leading Mr. Gardner to react angrily. Gardner advised the victim that she needed to leave his hotel room. The two got involved in a verbal altercation that escalated to a physical dispute after Gardner placed his hands around the victim's neck, impeding her breathing, the release stated. After the dispute, Mr. Gardner left the hotel room and the girl called 911. When officers arrived at the hotel, Mr. Gardner had already left. However, the police located the girl. While police met with the girl, Mr. Gardner turned himself into the Tampa Police District 1 office where he was apprehended. Mr. Gardner faces serious charges, including 1 felony count of human trafficking involving a minor, 1 felony count of lewd or lascivious touching of a minor, and 1 misdemeanor count of battery. Authorities connected the girl with the Tampa police victim advocate and other community resources for support. Mr. Gardner appeared virtually before a judge in a Hillsborough County courtroom on Saturday. Court records show that he is being held on a $500,000 bond. His lawyer, Jeff Brown, argued that Mr. Gardner, a motivational speaker who was wrongfully imprisoned for 30 years, isn't a threat to the community. Quote, he played baseball out here. He's well known here. He was down here as a motivational speaker for a seminar, Mr. Brown told the judge, the Florida Standard reported. He is currently detained at Orient Road Jail while the investigation remains active. Federal Judge Leslie Abrams Gardner, Mr. Gardner's wife since 2018, flew to Tampa to attend the hearing and support her husband. Judge Abrams Gardner is the sister of ex-Georgia State Representative Abrams, who held office from 2007 until 2017. Miss Abrams stepped down to pursue the governorship in 2022. Despite coming close to victory in the gubernatorial election, Miss Abrams narrowly lost to Republican Brian Kemp. In comments to Florida Standard, State Attorney Susie Lopez said, everyone is entitled to the presumption of innocence. Our attorney will prosecute this case as we would any other offender who is alleged to have committed these crimes. We take these charges seriously. I'll leave that there, but not too surprising to see these connections. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean Stacey Abrams is involved in any way, but these type of stories always seem to follow around these people, doesn't it? They always seem to follow these people around. And then there was another one here, pretty disturbing. Senior Pentagon official overseeing elementary schools division arrested in human trafficking sting. So in a recent crackdown on human trafficking, the Coweta County, Georgia, an unsettling revelation has come to light. Among those apprehended in law enforcement sting operation is Stephen Francis Havanek, a senior official with the Department of Defense Education Activity, or the DODEA, America's division, which oversees elementary education for military families. This is terrifying. Havanek, 64, was arrested on November 15 in Coweta County, Georgia, on suspicion of pandering, according to the Daily Caller. According to the DODEA's website, Havanek assumed his role as chief of staff during Obama's regime. Steve Havanek assumed the duties of chief of staff for DODEA Americans, formerly the Domestic Dependent Elementary and Secondary Schools, in October 2010. Prior to that, Havanek served as an institutional systems specialist at the DDESS Area Service Center in Peachtree City, Georgia, and was responsible for the curricular areas of AVID, career technical education, school improvement, mathematics, and other related duties. Mr. Havanek began his career in education in 1982 as a high school vocational teacher, coach, and school administrator in the Virginia Public Schools, and joined DODEA DDESS in 1996 as an assistant principal at Quantico Middle High School. He was named principal of Dahlgren Unit School in March of 2001 and served in that capacity until July 2008. Mr. Havanek grew up in the military family setting and was born in Tokyo, Japan as a child, lived all over the world as the son of career Air Force non-commissioned officer. He appreciates the many opportunities and challenges of educating and serving the children of our armed forces members, as well as the federal civilian children living in the military community. Coweta and Haralson County Sheriff's Offices collaborated in a two-day sting operation targeting human trafficking activities in the region. The operation successfully rescued 6 victims, WSB-TV reported. On the first day, authorities arrested 3 suspects for prostitution and 7 for pandering, along with rescuing 2 victims. They also made arrests for possession of Schedule II drugs, THC, and firearms related to criminal activities. The operation's second day saw an additional 4 victims rescued. Law enforcement detained 3 individuals for pandering and 4 for pimping, along with making arrests for possession of a Schedule IV drug and executing an outstanding warrant. That's hilarious. I had no idea like the word pimping would be like actually like a legal term. I would have thought there'd be something that was, I don't know, a bit more buttoned up than that, than pimping. Um, you're arrested for pimping. Pimping ain't easy. Overall, the operation led to the arrest of 26 individuals, including 12 for prostitution, 10 for pandering, and 4 for pimping. 3 suspects also under investigation for human trafficking and drug-related charges. Below are the following individuals arrested during the operation via WSB-TV. And there is a list there. I'm not going to read it. You can see all their pictures.
You know what? That the words kept sticking out. Now I know where I heard it.
Pimping?
Pandering.
Oh, pandering.
In Michigan, when they charge them for the alternative set of electors, they charge them also with pandering.
So what is the legal term, pandering?
I don't know. I can't remember. But let's look it up real quick.
Yeah, let's do that. So all right. Most state statutes, pandering is a criminal offense that includes A, compelling a person to become a prostitute, or B, arranging or offering to arrange a situation in which a person may practice prostitution. I've never heard the word used like that, right? I've always heard it like, oh, you're pandering to your crowd, you're saying things that you might not necessarily believe 100% because it's what the audience of your message wants to hear. That's always kind of the way I've used the word. I've never heard it used as, to set up a situation in which somebody may then, become a prostitute. Very, very different.
Let's see. It was maybe it was something else. It was a different word. Okay, never mind. I'll look it up, but I'm pretty sure that it was pandering and something else, pandering, but in a different context.
Okay, there might have been more definitions. I just looked at the first one.
No, I'm doing a search myself just to see. But yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and move on. Have you seen this thing with the mainstream news media taking Mike Davis seriously about he has a whole list of people that he's going to put in the gulag?
No, I haven't seen any clips on that. Do you have something you want to show?
Yeah. Yes, you got to see it because first it was Mehdi Hassan. They took a bite at it, and then all the other MSNBC hosts are starting to pick up at least some parts of it, and they're taking what he's saying seriously, and that's hilarious because it's clearly a joke.
In 100, you can find tons of guys like this. He helped confirm Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch. He served as chief counsel for nominations to Republican Senator Chuck Grassley, then chaired the Judiciary Committee. So this is a guy who was in charge of shepherding judicial nominations. And he wants to be Donald Trump's next attorney general. And he is laying out his plans for a reign of terror, in his own words, when he gets there.
During my 3-week reign of terror as Trump acting attorney general, before I get chased out of town with my Trump pardon, I will rain hell on Washington, D.C. Number one, we're going to fire. We're going to fire a lot of people in the executive branch and the deep state. Number two, we're going to indict. We're going to indict Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and James Biden and every other scumball, sleazeball Biden. Number three, we're going to deport. We're going to deport a lot of people, 10 million people and growing, anchor babies, their parents, their grandparents. We're going to put kids in cages. It's going to be glorious.
By the way, that offensive term for American citizens. Now, after my colleague Mehdi Hassan highlighted those threats in a segment over the weekend, Davis replied, quote, Mehdi Hassan is now on my list. I already have his spot picked out in the D.C. gulag.
It's clearly a joke. I mean,
they're so upset.
But they're treating it seriously because Trump's Hitler, right? So because of that, of course, this is the guy that's...
Now, let me just stipulate, this is almost like comically pathetic chest beating of a creepy dork.
Yeah, who's the creepy dork and who's chest beating? Chris Hayes.
God. He's sitting there laughing with Benny Johnson, like they're joking. Like it's so obvious that they're. I can't believe he played the clip. I'm like if he wanted that to be effective, he should have just read the transcript. But he showed them, like he said it with a smirk on his face. Like Benny Johnson sitting there on the other half of the screen, laughing. Like clearly they're joking, they're trolling. It's so obvious. Oh, they're so desperate. They are so desperate to like paint this picture of the right as this authoritarian, fascist, like dictatorship in the works, and it's just the lengths in which they will go through to try to sell that picture to their viewers is unbelievable. He was fucking laughing. He was joking. He's fucking joking. But
yeah, well, one of the things I came to conclusion of during my show today was that I was kind of opining. I was like, why didn't they get rid of the Smith-Mundt Act portion that allows them to propagandize the domestic citizenry?
Mhm.
And just where would we be, if they hadn't had Russian collusion be pervasive throughout the news media for as long as it did? Because it put a lot of people. I mean, it hurt a lot of relationships. I'm a casualty of what happened with the propaganda.
Absolutely.
And so it puts people in a position where once they become aware, because it's so exaggerated, I think not necessarily the length of the waking up process, but when it happens, it will be a jolt as opposed to just, oh, that was a fleeting thought and I will maybe think about that later. This really contradictory thing that I just realized, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the more exaggerated they get, like when now they're comparing him to Hitler. I mean, when people find that one thing, whatever it is, if it's in a world event or if it's something personal, as we've talked about at the beginning, either at the end of last week or the beginning of this week on the show,
Mhm.
whatever that defining moment is, your red pill moment, whatever that is, happens to be, will be much more jarring as far as seeing the absurdity. So the more that it's absurd and there's less of like well, you have to know about this before you know about this, before you know about this. And you most certainly have to know this aspect of this other thing before you can get to that conclusion, right?
Yeah.
So now it's just flat out, everything is 100% on its face, just lie. You don't need to know anything else. There's no prior things you need to have knowledge of or working knowledge of before you realize what's going on with that particular lie that the media is selling. So in that regard, I see good things, and I think this is why you're also seeing the trending and the polling the way you are. It's that people get it; they understand that it's purposely exaggerated. And I think Trump, if I was trying to wonder what was he doing with that, I think he's feeding right into it because these people, they can't help but project. So, and
I mean,
that's
let's
what I'm
be
saying.
honest. The more they feed into it, the less credible they seem themselves, right? I mean, like when you have them going on there and trying to say things like Trump is worse than Hitler and Mussolini. I feel like most of the country, or not most, there's a lot of people that watch and they're like, okay, look, I don't like Trump either, but that's a bit much, right? I mean, they're taking such gigantic leaps of logic with a lot of this stuff that even light levels of TDS people can look at that and be like, that's not that doesn't sound right to me, or that's a bit of an exaggeration, and it might not have that major impact or they turn it off altogether, but I think it kind of resets the context of what they're hearing, and it's like, okay, well, these people are saying this stuff, but they also told me that this guy is worse than Hitler, and I know that's not true. So clearly they're biased, or clearly you have to take what they're saying with a grain of salt. And it's just, you're right. I think the more Trump feeds into it and gets these people to hyperventilate and say these absurd things, the less that people take them seriously. And man, I see this further accelerating into 2024 in a big way. All right, it is 4:53. It is time for us to go and to pill.net exclusively here for the remainder of today's broadcast. So big thank you to everybody tuning in on YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, CloudHub, Odyssey, and DLive. I appreciate you all so much. We are going to keep going for another hour or so on pill.net. I hope you guys will come and join us over there. I'll put the link in the live chats on YouTube, on Rumble, and on DLive for you guys to come over and join us. And they're also in the video description underneath the Rumble and YouTube stream. So
I was wrong. It was uttering and publishing. But I knew it was equally as ridiculous of a wording. So it was not pandering. It was uttering. I was thinking of for some reason.
Okay.
Uttering and publishing.
Okay. There you go. And what is uttering?
I'd have to look that one up too.
All right, well, you look that up. And if you guys want to know what uttering and publishing is, you got to join us on pill.net on the other side of this little break. I've put the link in the DLive, Rumble, and YouTube chats. They're in the Rumble and YouTube descriptions too on Pill. It's a again, great free speech platform built by the grassroots of this community. So please come over and support the show, support the platform. And yeah, keep hanging out with us. If you're not going to head over, thank you guys so much. And I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And I will catch you all on Friday for another Deplorable Discussions. But again, we're not done here today. Jump on over to pill.net. We'll be right back.
Pill.net is proud to host 412 Productions exclusively on the true home of free speech. To continue watching the show, we are here to help you over to Pilled. If you're new to the platform, just click on the welcome link provided. It will then automatically walk you through signing up for your free account. If you already have a Pill.net account, follow the link provided directing you straight to 412 Productions channel. We are excited to have you join the Pilled family, and if you have any questions at all, please email support@pill.net. Enjoy the rest of 412 Productions on Pill.net. Free speech lives here.
All right, we are back. We are not on mute. We are coming through 5 by 5. I know we are because I tried really hard today, guys. And I appreciate those of you guys jumping over to pill.net. I'm going to go ahead now and turn off the other platforms. So last chance to jump on over and watch the rest of the show with us on Pilled. Again, if not, have the best Thanksgiving. All of you guys who are going to tune out here at the halfway point. I hope you guys all have the best Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for watching the first half of the show with us. And yeah, we'll catch you guys on Friday. And big major, we love you. Thank you to all of you who do jump over and come hang out with us on Pill. But it is time to say goodbye to our other platforms. So without further ado, let's go to Pilled.